you take Haaland out, and suddenly you can do so much.
In terms of goals and assists, he's right up there.
Alex won't go up against me now because he doesn't even like Trent.
Who's going to get the most points in FPL this year?
Surely that's too cheap.
I am the former world number 307.
Yeah.
He's just taking the number 7 shirt. To me, that says you are starting every game. Mate.
Oh yeah. So Reece James, best right back in the world.
Yes, guys, welcome along to the Fantasy Football Show here on DR Sports, helping you batter, in football terms, your FPL mini leagues this season and your mates within those mini leagues as well. Today's episode is brought to you by fantasyfootballscout.co.uk, which we'll tell you all about in a minute. But first of all, time to introduce the panel. I'm AGT and I'm joined today by FPL experts in the building. To my left, we've got Ed. How are we, fella?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Gianni, I haven't seen you for a long time.
Long time.
Great to see you, my
Qatar
friend.
was
How
our
are we?
last spot together.
It was. And we meet in Finsbury Park, which is a bit different. And of course, can I call you an expert? Or is
No,
it...
absolutely not. No idea
just
what I'm
in
doing.
general? Or...
Yeah. No, I'm just not an
It's
expert in anything.
Matisse.
Just
Matisse
on a vibe
is
team.
also here. So big up to everyone inside. Guys, smash that like button. Get your comments in. Let us know in the chat what is your FPL selection this season. But for me, I don't claim to be an expert in this field. So what I'm going to do is pass over, because that's a sign of a good leader. They delegate.
Delegate, yeah.
Pass it. If I don't know, pass it on to someone that does.
This episode is sponsored by Fantasy Football Scout. If you want to win at FPL and crush your mini leagues, Fantasy Football Scout has an unbeatable pre-season offer of 40% off. And we've got an extra 5% off with this code DR Sports that will be in the bio. So make sure you do that. Trusted by over 300,000 FPL managers with loads of elite data. Make sure you check it out.
Let's chat about like the game in general, the changes we've seen in the game this season, but also some of the big names. Like Matisse, I need your thoughts on some of the Chelsea players. Alex, for Liverpool, you were at the game yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's start with that, because Florian Wirtz, live, you were telling me off air, does even more output than you probably recognise on TV. 8.5 million, criminally underpriced in FPL, I think. In terms of goals and assists, which is our currency in FPL, he's going to get big numbers.
Yeah, listen, I think there is a slight difference between seeing someone on the TV and seeing them in person. And yesterday, he was finding those pockets, the really dangerous pockets, where they might have been on the halfway line. And as the play progresses, he finds himself on the edge of the box. The thing I love about him, he's always looking for the ball. We saw his stats for Leverkusen last year. In terms of goals and assists, he's right up there in terms of midfielders all across Europe. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he fares. And I think with that price tag, obviously the price tag in the FPL is 8.5, did you say? But in real life, it's a British transfer record. So I'm expecting, and I need to see, double figures in both, if I'm honest, just to really get me excited. But listen, it's a great start, and I think he slots into that team quite effortlessly.
You obviously get more points if a goal comes from a midfielder, and that's always my logic, is to kind of go with more goal-scoring midfielders. So I've got Florian Wirtz, I've got other guys like Mbeumo and Palmer that I think can get goals. I feel like Haaland, as much as he's probably most likely going to get Golden Boot, I don't think he's going to get loads of assists, because he's always going to be, of course, on the end of things. He'll get points, and people will triple captain him, and he'll have a great game week. Many great game weeks. But I just feel like in terms of balancing out a team, he makes things very lopsided. It reminds me of like when Ronaldo was in the FPL as well. Like his prices were always crazy. Harry Kane's was always high. It's just always difficult to find quality in the rest of the team when you got someone like that. So
the thing is, you take like Salah out, you take Haaland out, and suddenly you can do so much.
Yeah.
Your team suddenly looks so much better. Having both this season is super hard. I don't think many people are going to do that. I've got a sneaky feeling though, Man City are going to be a lot better this season. Yeah. So that worries me. I'm just worried Haaland's going to have like the season he had when he first came and scored 10 goals in his first 5 games or something.
The problem with Haaland though is if you don't pick Haaland and you want to cover the Man City attack, who do you pick?
Marmoush.
Rotation though, is it Marmoush? Is it Cherky? Is Rangers going to pop up with loads of goals? Because at Milan he was
really
useful.
cheap. He was only like 6.5.
Will he start?
Yeah, and so's Doku. That loads of the Man City midfielders are 6.5 because you don't know if they're going to start every week.
And Pep loves rotating.
Yeah, and I just in the past have never picked basically any Man City players other than Haaland, because it's so frustrating when you think, oh, they're going to play. You spend quite a lot of money on them.
Yeah.
Like Foden, and he gets benched, and it's just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Tijani Rangers though, 5.5 million. If he does what he did in Serie A last year, 10 goals, 3 assists in the league, that's decent output for 5.5 million in FPL.
That's a good point.
Let's go Chelsea, because you had double Chelsea attack. And I saw João Pedro with the armband there. And we're talking about like players getting 90 minutes. And if we're talking Wirtz and Salah, they feel like they're 90-minute men. And that's an important currency in FPL. Are they on the pitch at all times? It's why we love players like Saka too.
Yeah.
João Pedro doesn't strike me necessarily as a 90-minute man, because Liam Delap's surely going to get a lot of 20, 30-minute cameos off the bench.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And that's why the deadline, there'll still be some tweaks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I think João Pedro, good value for money right now. He's in really good form. I just see him kind of continuing that form from the pre-season 2 games and the Club World Cup as well. I think he's got 4 in 4, something like that. So for me, it's like someone in that kind of form. Chelsea got some favourable fixtures as well. A lot of London clubs in the first few. I think it's like Palace. You've got West Ham, Fulham, Brentford in there as well. I
Palace looked good yesterday.
Yeah, they do. But I'm going to back my boys, and I can't spend loads of money up front. Like, I can't go with the
It's unlike you.
the
Unlike
10 million, the 10 million plus range guys. So I've got to find value for money. I feel like Pedro gives me good value.
Can I pick up your team and just say, look, what made you want to pick the most injury-prone player in Premier League history, maybe second to only Jack Wilshere? In
Reece James.
Yeah.
Well, Reece James.
He's going to have a broken leg by half-time.
No, Reece James was much better last year.
Yeah.
Maresca managed him brilliantly. He might have played him like 60 minutes. He gave him maybe half an hour off the bench, etc. Looked after him. He hasn't had an injury since.
Did he play centre mid in the Club World
Cup?
Yeah,
he played. That's the thing. So he plays a bit of centre mid sometimes.
We don't let him gallop forward anymore.
No,
it's like he doesn't want to. His hamstrings go.
But if he
that's always a good sign. Don't try too hard, Reece James. You might get injured.
If he does trust his body more this season, though, we know he's an incredible crosser. And there's assists because there is more clinical forwards in the box now. Set pieces as well, free kicks. He scored one, I think, Bournemouth at home last year. So Reece James, for me, again.
That was the one game he played, I think.
Yeah. No, he didn't. He was there, guys. Don't let him influence your picks. I know he's the expert, but I'm telling you, Reece James the best right back in the country now. Yeah. And he was really anyway, in my opinion. And Alex won't go up against me now because he doesn't even like Trent anymore. So Reece James, best right back in the world.
I like how you've gone for another top right back there and Jeremy Frimpong. I can see your strategy in this team. I mean, I know positionally Aït-Nouri is your centre back there, but you're just
it doesn't matter on this
defenders that get assists, that bomb forward, get you points in the FPL.
Talk to us about like Isak as an FPL asset, because he's really highly owned. Like, for some reason, there's a lot of managers picking him. He's one of the most selected forwards in the game. Yeah. Obviously, we're not expecting him to play game week 1 for Newcastle, or we're not expecting a transfer. If he does go to Liverpool, he's not going to be in that 11 for a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah. A couple of things to say. Expert's been thrown at me quite a lot here. I am really enthusiastic, but I'm not an expert. Gianni is the expert. But I would say this. First of all, join the DR Sports League now. The code will be in the bio and it will be coming up. Make sure there's prizes and everything like that. So definitely get that in. But Isak, right? Isak. So you're a Liverpool fan, right? Let me just ask you, yes or no, do you think you'll sign him this month?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think needs to happen? I think I'm 50-50. What do you think needs to happen for you to get him?
I actually agree with you. I think I am 50-50. But until as the days go on, as the time wears a little bit thinner, as the September the 1st, the deadline is looming, I'm probably on about 50-50. I think the first half against Crystal Palace, you could see how well Ekitike can work with Wirtz just in behind him in those pockets, feeding him the balls. But I think the second half we were crying out for someone like an Isak to go and finish the game. But
have you signed Ekitike to sit on the bench?
No, but you can also have two great players in every position. I think if you're going for as many trophies as Liverpool do, you need that.
What I'd say about Isak...
But you guys need to sort yourselves out first.
We do. We've had
you get Nicholas Jackson.
It's embarrassing.
If you get Nicholas Jackson, he's a 6.5 million asset in FPL.
Yeah.
We know he can't hit a barn door, but he'd start every game.
He'd be straight.
The number 9 for Newcastle at 6.5 million. That'd be a steal.
Well, some people get mistaken. They think if we get Wissa, it sounds like we're going to get Wissa, then Isak will go. No, Wissa is the Wilson replacement.
Right.
We need a second striker, whether it's a Nico Jackson. We've been linked with Samu from Porto, Agahawa.
21-year-old,
So... Look, if we don't get anyone across the line, like over the line, if we don't get 2 strikers, Isak's going nowhere.
Against his will.
Yeah, we're going to literally tie him up. No, he's going nowhere. But anyway, as an FPL asset,
either way, his percentage will be dropping.
Either way, for any club, he's not starting game week 1 now.
No, and that's why I haven't got him.
That's the point. That's the point.
And who is starting then up front? Because Gyökeres, for Arsenal at 9 million looks like he could be very well priced. Like, I'm assuming Gyökeres is going to be on penalties. I think he takes them off Saka. I think Saka will give them up. Gyökeres has got a great record.
He scored the most penalties in any ever in a season. 19 last season.
Yeah.
Out of 19.
And
19 out of 19.
Yeah, and
That's
he didn't
nice
miss.
inflation on their numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, that does help his numbers. But his numbers are like 50 goals.
Even getting 19 penalties in the first place is like...
It's not you're not going to get 19 pens in the Prem.
I think he just shows that to Saka, doesn't he? And go, come on, fella.
100% hit rate. And remember, the odds of scoring a pen, the XG on a penalty for those statos out there. Ed, do you know it?
0.75.
0.78, yeah. So 0.78, like 78% of pens should go in. Saka's probably about par, probably hits about 78%. There's no way Gyökeres is giving him up. So 9 million for a penalty taker at Arsenal, cheaper than Saka.
But this is the thing about Arsenal. Last season, Saka was on them, but then every now and again he'd be like, "Oh, Odegaard, you take it." Like they are not winners, mate. They're not like, they haven't got the elite mentality. That's why they always finish second. Given the ball to other players to take penalties. Oh, you have a go. You have a go.
This guy can stay.
Yeah,
I like this.
It's true.
This is good. Yeah.
Ridiculous. They're too nice. And Arteta belongs on LinkedIn more.
I've got
Premier
Eze
League,
actually
proper
speaking on
LinkedIn
Arsenal, because
manager.
if Eze makes the move to Arsenal, I think he's
That's
really
a good
nicely
sign.
priced as well, because he's
Was
guaranteed
he
to start for
7.5 million ish?
Yeah.
But does he start every game for
He
Arsenal?
does for me.
From the
At
left,
left
yeah.
wing.
Ahead of Madueke. Madueke for me is not a left
And
winger.
Martinelli.
And Trossard.
And Trossard.
Because he'll probably cost 60 million.
Trossard's going, I think, isn't he?
So for me, you're not going to spend... Look, I know Madueke cost 52 or 48 or whatever it was, plus add-ons. But Eze actually operates better off that side.
Eze's a better player.
Coming into the 10. Maybe there'll be an overlap from Lewis Skelly. I think he's priced at what he is at Palace, because he's inconsistent at Palace. He has really high highs, and then he might go missing for a few weeks and no one will talk about it.
Yeah.
But at Arsenal... that price there for a starter at Arsenal is crazy. So yeah, I've got him in there early just in case the move happens.
All right. Another big club we have to mention is Man United. I know we're talking big clubs, but
every player we've been linked with.
There's a massive Man United tax in FPL because there's more managers around the world that support Man United. By default, their players have higher ownership.
Supply and demand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is capitalism, mate.
Yeah, just like there's loads of
Yeah.
managers from Egypt because of Mo Salah, right? Man United, loads of players are flooding towards them. FPL managers. Bruno is very popular. He's the most expensive at 9 million. Cunha and Burmo at 8 million. Would you like, Alex? I'll ask you on Man United. But are they going to score many goals because they still need to click, but they've got the personnel now?
Well, I mean, if you're including the United players in the attacking area, because let's be honest, you probably wouldn't want any defensive players in that FPL team. But attacking wise, I'd be looking at Sesko.
Yeah.
I mean, Cunha, very good, technically very gifted, and Buemo, 19 goals in the Prem last season, unbelievable return. But both of them are not the number 9.
No.
And if you are looking at the new Manchester United, the new era, and you look at Sesko and you think, well, you've been brought in to be the goal scorer.
Yeah.
I mean, Cunha and Buemo, they might chip in with maybe 10 to 12 goals in all comps.
But the thing is, if this is my logic. If Sesko gets 12, but Mbeumo and Cunha get 10, they're worth more because they're down as midfielders.
And they're assisting him as well.
Yeah, and they're going to assist, where Sesko is up front and he takes up a striker position. In less
He is
points
not
for
an
goals.
assister, is he?
No.
Sesko, let's have it
he's
right.
He
like
shouldn't be, no. I mean, he did play quite deep for Leipzig and he moved all over the place in the heat map and whatnot. But if you're looking at Sesko, you're thinking old-fashioned Premier League forward,
Battering ram.
like 6'5", get the
Headers.
ball into him, direct, athleticism, overhead kicks, everything.
Some shades of Haaland in
a
his
little
play,
bit.
yeah.
So he should be in the box. I expect his heat map to be 6-yard box all the time.
That's what they've needed for years, though. Like, that's what they've needed, not like a Højlund or not like a Rashford. Xerxes. They need... Sesko does. It's really annoying because I wanted Newcastle to get him. But he does feel like the right fit. Just point of order, if you're looking for Sesko in your team and he's not there yet, it's because he's only just joined and he'll probably get on the game maybe tomorrow.
Yeah,
Maybe
by the
today.
time this goes out, he could even have a price.
probably be on there by the
He's
time
going to be
this goes out,
cheaper than someone like a Bruno. Now, Bruno, we need to mention something called defensive contributions. We're getting very, very granular detail here, but it's a new rule to the game. Ed, Bruno picks up.
You can explain it in a
DEFCON
sentence,
points.
can't you? Basically, if you don't know what this is, it's a new thing to the game, whereas you get 2 extra points if, as a player, they make 10 defensive contributions. Forget what they are. It's like tackles, and you don't need to get into that. But it kind of means there's been a problem in the FPL for years, which is defensive players who are really good, like take a Kante in the season when they're in the Prem. Best player in the Prem, pretty much, but doesn't get many FPL points.
Yeah.
This is starting to solve that problem.
Showing a bit of love to my position. That's the position I
There
play.
you
It's
go.
the old
Okay.
CDM.
I think you were the reason they
Let
did
us
it, actually.
shine.
Yeah, I think it was you were
Let
the
us
inspiration.
I feel like I
so-
saw one of your free kicks recently.
Yeah,
You're doing the
you
rounds
did.
on social, is
Yeah,
it?
you did, yeah.
So can I ask you two, right? Do
Top
you
left
think
and
that,
top right.
He's like, let's talk about that.
So do
Get it
you
up.
two think that makes up for the price point of, say, a Caicedo, who was leading one of the leaders in tackles and interceptions, Gravenberch? They'll be down as maybe like 5.5s or
Yeah.
6.
They would have been 4.5
these
last
points
year,
that they've
though.
added on now in the game, is that actually a reason to go and pick them now, or would you still leave it? and go with the
No,
attackers?
there's a place for them. There's now a big and for midfielders, by the way, you need 12 defensive actions. For defenders, 10. So let's compare Caicedo or Elliot Anderson, who's a DEFCON magnet. Like Nottingham Forest to pick up a lot of defensive contributions in the middle of the park. Elliot Anderson. Do you pick him, or do you pick a 5.5 attacker, say wide forward, Adingra at Sunderland? Now Adingra's not going to get any defensive contribution points, but he might score every 10 games. Or every 5 games. So it's the goals and assists that Adingra might bring you every now and then versus the defensive actions that Elliot Anderson gets pretty much every game.
Yeah, I'm making changes.
So if you're watching this and you're thinking, it's all too much, basically, the best midfielder to get for defensive contributions who's cheap is Elliot Anderson. The
Or
best
Caicedo.
defender, or Caicedo. The best
Caicedo,
defender.
Murillo at Forest or Tarkowski's Everton. Remember,
Yep.
you want centre-backs that are probably facing a lot of the ball. Like they're often quite deep, but they do keep clean sheets.
And to give you an idea as well, like
Tarkowski's
Salah, for
perfect,
example,
Yeah,
zero
exactly.
defensive contributions pretty much last season. So it doesn't affect those sorts of players. It is these midfield kind of
Didn't
destroyers.
Salah smash the FPL record last year?
Yep.
Over 300 points, which is no player's ever broken 300, and he got nearly 350.
Wow.
Do you actually think, and you guys are the experts, do you think he knows this and almost plays up to...
He does. He gets interviewed
The
every year
FPL.
by FPL, and it went on Twitter 2 days
The
ago.
other day, yeah,
and
he
he's like,
says it
"Why are
every
they
year."
make me so expensive? I want everyone to have me."
So
Really?
He loves
Yeah.
it.
What's he priced at again this season?
14.5.
Oh.
He's the most
Yeah.
expensive player by.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
once you whack him in, the rest you've got to be very strategical with that. And obviously, he's going to AFCON for potentially six
that's
a
games as
shout
well.
out.
Yeah.
AFCON, yeah.
But
There's
this
a new
season,
rule,
another
yeah.
change. Just I'll be the person who makes sure everyone knows. If you don't know, at the start of January, so at the end of game week 19, halfway through the season, start of January, for AFCON, they are giving us 5 free.
It's
extra
December.
Transfers. December, okay. You get 5 free transfers to kind of take out the players who are going to AFCON.
Okay. That's good.
So it's like trying to make it easier for people. Also, by the way, I've got to mention this. What's flashed up on the screen is Sesko's price is 7.5.
Oh,
surely that's too cheap. Is that right?
That's cheaper than Mbeumo.
It must have just been
That's cheaper
announced.
than Cunha.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's
mad cheap.
1.5 cheaper than Bruno. Bruno's
Just
9.
announced. Wow. That is
But without knowing prices, Alex said Sesko would be the pick, and I was with you.
7.5.
Now he's definitely the pick.
Yeah, he's
mad.
definitely the pick. I'm 100% having him in my team at 7.5.
Redraft.
Because he
That's
will
the same
play
as
every
João
game.
Pedro, who's never going to play. So.
Let's talk fixtures because there's a big debate in the FPL community every season. It's do you look at form players? Do you look at fixture players? It's hard to tell form pre-season, but we do know the fixtures. So who's got the best fixtures? Opening 3 games, we're not really interested necessarily in teams like Sunderland. Great fixtures, but are they going to win them? What teams jump out to you guys? So, Ed, I'll ask you first. Pick a team.
Well, look, I mean, you mentioned Sunderland. I do think that first home game against West Ham is nailed on for a Sunderland win. A lot of people are picking Fulkrug, Jared Bowen, because they think they're going to go to Sunderland and kind of walk over them at the Stadium of Light. But it's going to be a packed house, first time back in 10 years. We see this all the time. These promoted teams suddenly have all this energy. They play absolutely mentally, like they just go.
They
for
fall
it.
off a cliff in
and they win,
October.
and then they'll fall
Yeah.
off a cliff after
Yeah.
the international break. So I'm backing Sunderland for that first game. Leeds, Everton at home. Although Everton, Jack Grealish has signed today. It's going to be. He's an interesting one. 6.5 million.
And Dewsbury
in
Hall at
FPL.
5 million.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
could be good. They
That's
could
a
be
snip.
really solid. I mean, Chelsea's fixtures. Matisse, do you want to talk about them? I mean, Crystal
Yeah.
Palace, West Ham.
Like I said, we stay in London. Palace, West Ham, Fulham. I think they're good fixtures. I think Chelsea got a good record at West Ham in the recent years as well. Been doing pretty well up there. Palace 2 draws last season and home and away. But Chelsea for me are a completely different team to last year. They're much more clinical. If you're looking at Chelsea's attack, the shooting quality and the ball striking ability has gone up. Like Delap, the way he strikes the ball, Pedro, the way he strikes the ball, Esteval, Palmer, So if you want goals, I think Chelsea are going to give you goals. Last season, Chelsea created like the second most amount of chances in the Prem.
Clean sheets,
And then the conversion rate was
Nicholas
so
Jackson.
bad. Yeah. So I don't think the conversion rate is going to be anywhere like it was last year. So I think you're going to get more points there.
We've not spoken about Ollie Watkins. He's another big name in FPL. There's not too many forwards higher
5
priced
goals
than
in
him.
pre-season.
5 goals in pre-season. Is it 5?
He scored again yesterday, I think.
Why don't you go and buy him for Newcastle then?
He wouldn't want to
He's
go.
29.
This is 28.
Yeah, but that's a whole
Cheaper.
year, mate.
Yeah.
That's a whole year. That's, that's a different school year,
Mate,
mate.
he's 29 in
You've got to
September.
go and get Watkins for a year.
We've got to get someone.
got to.
Look, I'd take Ronald McDonald at this point.
And I'm
Like, I can't
invested in
sign
that
anyone.
actually because I need you to get someone. I'm looking at Forest, right? I know we mentioned Elliot Anderson earlier, who comes in at what price?
5.5 is cheap.
I'm looking at those first
Yeah,
3
they're
games,
good,
and I
they're
think
good.
2
Clean
of them
sheets.
are at home.
Chris Wood,
he
mate,
could
as
get
well.
a couple of clean sheets. Brentford have pretty much been tipped to lose every game by everyone this season. But I look at Elliot Anderson and think he's nailed down that space. And he's kind of made it his own. Newcastle very reluctant to sell him, by the way. It was only for PSR reasons. But I look at Brentford at home. I think first game of the season, grab that game by the scruff of the neck, try and lay it off to the new lads up front. Palace away, difficult game, but I did think Forest did quite well there last season. And then West Ham at home are massively under pressure. So I'm looking at a bit of a cheaper option, 5.5 million. And I'm saying, can he grab hold of those first 3 games and really put his name on that?
And I do feel this season he could add more goals to his game. He's such a baller. He's such a good midfielder.
He takes set pieces too.
Yeah, he's such a good player. I
There's
can't believe it.
Who's got his kind of physical presence, because he's a big lad, come through the academy at Newcastle. Everyone says he's got this, he's got that, but he needs to add more goals to his game. And I think if he does that, you're looking at a cheap
game
kind
breaker.
of total midfielder that can do a little bit of everything.
Knocking on the door of the England
just to
team.
say as well, he is.
That's it.
I wouldn't be surprised. There's a shout he'll be in the World Cup squad next summer, I reckon.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
No. Well, we'll come back.
No chance.
Do you know
I'll
what?
text you in a year.
Ironically, I know there's slightly different positions, but there might just be one spot available for him or a Gibbs White. That'll be interesting.
Just to mention as well, so this is provided by Fantasy Football Scout, right? In the members area that I was talking about earlier, you can get a longer version of this. You can toggle it by game week. Honestly, you can go into such detail. It's quality.
I mean,
but you can also get them to just tell you basically what the best pick is.
The real nerds in this, right?
Yeah.
What do? They get the whole season's fixtures. They get a pen and a paper,
Old school.
and they outline every single game week, and they know exactly when they're going to make their transfers, when they're going to make their wild card, when they're going to do this, that. I find it fascinating that they're just because these are the guys that go on to win, and obviously.
But this is the thing,
high in
this is the thing with
global.
I mean, I do all of that, and I have terrible ranks.
I don't want to go on about too much, but this show, for example, is trying to distill all that and give what you need each week. That's the idea, right? To make it easy, so you don't have to spend hours every week making your picks. You just go, okay, these are the fixtures coming up. This is what we can do. But Fantasy Football Scout is quality if you want to go to that next level, and really good content. So make sure you use that discount code.
Yeah, right. Let's get on with our teams, because we've seen one team so far, Ed. We've not seen your team.
Oh, yeah,
so
go on.
I'm expecting triple Newcastle, but surely with your early season fixtures, you haven't done that.
Yeah, so let me tell you my strategy here. So you're going to look at, 2 Spurs defenders there. You can be going, what on earth? First of all, Doggy's gone yellow flag, so I need to check his fitness. But my strategy here is because we've got double chips now, right? So if you didn't know, we kind of mentioned it, but in the past, you've got a wild card, a bench boost, and a free hit. They're like power boosts to your game. They do different things. This year, we have that times 2. So you've got to use one of them each in the first half of the season, and then one of them each in the second. So what I'm going to do is bench boost game week 1. So that bench boost means every single player, including your bench, you get the points from. So I've picked a team just for game week 1. So you'll notice they are all at home. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. Also, triple Sunderland. You're a Newcastle fan.
Triple Sunderland, yeah, because I just
really banking on that game.
He's playing the game.
I'm playing the game, man.
He's not playing the occasion.
I'm playing the game.
He's playing the game.
Yeah. And then game week
it.
2, I'm going to go free hit. Right? So that means my whole team changes for 1 week. Game week 3, it comes back to this team, but they're all at home again. And then game week 4 is the international break, and I'll take two weeks to work out my wild card.
He's a real one, isn't he?
Yeah.
4 chips.
And game week 5, I'll give up because it's all gone wrong.
Is that not a massive gamble to use all of your chips that early?
But I'll get another set.
Christmas
You've
period.
got to use them, right? But this
Yeah.
is why it's different this year, right? Everyone in the past has said use bench boost like game week 1 to get out of the way, because then you can pick your team and you can pick bench players who are going to play before then having to kind of just get cheap players on the bench because you don't need them. This year, there's no excuse not to do it, right? Or at least try.
I was thinking save the bench boost for when there was 2 games in 1 week.
But that'll happen second half of the season probably.
You don't
and you're gonna
get
have
that
one
in the
for them
first
anyway.
half
You won't
much,
get that.
And you
unless
can't
there's
carry
really
over the
bad
chips,
weather
right?
or the Queen dies again.
Game week 19, which is December 31st.
Okay, so you need it to be like a Boxing Day last possible chance to use it. You might just get.
Look, I'll do the experiment for us. I'll be the
thanks.
canary in the coal mine.
Yeah.
This gives you the opportunity to get to game week 4-5 and be like, I am the former world number 307. Because you might just
and
get
put
to that
above
rank.
in bright lights.
Yeah, the context might not be there, but you'll
and
have
then
the
plumb it down
tagline.
to 4 million. If you're in London, me and Gianni run an event called Fantasy Football Fest. It's at Vauxhall, the Garden Vauxhall. £20 for a ticket. You know what? You can get £10 off if you put the code FEST10 in at the checkout. Just for you guys, keep that quiet. But if you are in London, I'm going to be there. Gianni's going to be there. Loads of people are going to be there.
Jermaine Pennant and
Jermaine Genius are going to be there. Julian Laurent is hosting. The ex-CEO of the FA, if you're into LinkedIn stuff, is there. You can talk to him about your career or something.
Not everyone's got your priorities here.
Exactly.
That one doesn't matter.
That's what I'll be tapping him up about. But yeah, no, do come along. The link will be in the bio.
That's some big names there.
Who's going to get the most points in FPL this year? Let's take Mo Salah and Erling Haaland out of the equation. They're the 2 odds-on favourites. They always are.
Okay, Cole Palmer.
Like that. We've not spoken about Cole Palmer today.
Goals, assists.
Do you know Cole Palmer scored 1 open play goal in the Premier League in 7 months?
That's about to change.
Club World Cup though.
Nice.
Didn't he score in
That's
that?
changed.
PSG final, banged in
Open
2.
play.
smacking in free kicks off the bar, which we love, Sunderland.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying,
on
though,
the weekend,
I'm just saying, the end of last season,
his confidence levels are definitely back. He's got, and the thing is with Cole Palmer, he was very much a one-man band. But people didn't really respect the threat of Jackson. Madueke wasn't clinical. People are watching Esteval.
I like
They're
that.
like, we can't be letting this kid just have space. João Pedro, he's up the levels. So now Cole Palmer's going to get a little bit more space. And if Simmons comes in as well from Leipzig, that's another person that kind of comes in those half spaces. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think Chelsea, it would not surprise me if Chelsea are right up there with Liverpool on goals scored. And then it's all down to the defence for me. I think how they are and how consistent and resilient they are this season. I think Chelsea are going to get a bucket load of goals.
That link between Palmer and João Pedro that we saw in the Club World Cup, like for a double up that you and I have both got in our FPL teams, you get a goal for one and an assist for the other if they combine.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that shout of Cole Palmer. But I have to go with Flo. In terms of the money out that's been outlaid for him. I think, you look at his goals and assists, he can clearly get into the double figures for both, and he's done that off the back of what was a horrendous injury a couple of seasons ago. So listen, as a Liverpool fan, well, listen, we might have a new penalty taker ourselves.
He's missed the last two, isn't he?
And Flo Wirtz can take pens. So
yeah.
I think, because he is the main man that's going to, he's just taking the number 7 shirt. To me, that says you are starting every game, mate.
Oh, yeah.
So
he'll definitely
if he's
start,
linking up with Ekitike, which he did yesterday, got an assist straight away in the first 5 minutes of his first competitive game for Liverpool, I'll chuck him in. because I do think he gets the minutes. And then with those minutes, you're going to see goals and assists.
No Trent means Wirtz is taking all the free kicks and set pieces as well. So again, routes to points in FPL, that assist threat on every set piece.
I would say 2 things. First of all, I think it will be a midfielder. Because first of all, they get more points for goals anyway. Yep. And second of all, the defensive contributions is going to come into it. I know maybe not for these more attacking players. I just feel it's going to be a midfielder. I'm going to go out there, and I know this isn't the most... I'd probably go Palmer, right? Or maybe even Wirtz.
Joel Linton.
But to be different, Will Osula up front for Nico. No, I'm going to go Bruno Fernandes.
Okay.
Back in that Man United team with those 3 ahead of him. Assists galore.
They'll win a lot of pens with those players.
Yeah. Exactly.
Diamond.
Assists, but goals with those 3 ahead of him. Like, if you remember that Bruno Fernandes was top scorer in FPL or second top scorer like a couple of seasons ago, 3 seasons ago. He has got pedigree. He is their kind of main guy. I know you can talk about new signings, but he's their main one.
Yeah.
Like, he's the guy.
Created the most passes last year as well.
That's the one I'll go for because to be different, but also because I think it could happen.
I'm going to go for a forward, but Gyökeres, if he does take pens, could rack up big numbers. We've been saying for years, Arsenal are crying out for a number 9.
Yeah, as soon as they got one, everyone complains about it. Oh, he's not going to do it in the Prem. Yeah.
He might just be the difference maker.
Yeah.
Let's see. It'll be him or Watkins are both 9 million shouts, by the way, in the game. Could both hit big numbers. We don't know if Watkins could be on pens. Last year it was Rashford and Asensio.
Yeah.
Watkins was 3rd. It's him or Tielemans.
Asensio, man, what a cameo that was.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't.
That was like
Villa
the
didn't
cameo.
keep him.
Do you remember when Jesse
did all
Lingard
right.
went to West Ham on loan and scored like 9 goals in
Under
9 games
Moyes.
or something? And now he's in South Korea.
And then had the chance to go back and then chose not to.
He
So that didn't end
seems
well.
to blame for him.
Well, hopefully we've convinced anyone watching to set up a team, because there'll be a lot of managers watching thinking, I've played before or maybe I should play again. If you do, make sure you join the DR Sports mini league.
Yeah, and there's prizes available. I don't know what they are, but I think
I've
they're
seen the
amazing.
prizes.
You've seen them?
And they are sensational. Let me just say
Sensational.
that.
There you go. There's a
They're
quote.
probably better than the Premier League prizes, to be
One
fair.
of them is
which are-
actually Robbie's house.
That's nice.
The keys.
That's good.
So if you want to win and make Robbie homeless, this is the show for you.
That's the rumour, I think. Yeah, well, that's very good. Make sure you do that. Definitely tune in and subscribe or whatever you need to do.
Love that.
Well, we'll
All right.
hopefully be back every week.
Yeah.
There we
See?
are. Looking forward to it, man.
Gianni, it's been an absolute pleasure seeing
man.
you again. Ed, the expert
Cheers.
from the Northwest, but supports the Northeast Club. We love to see
I'm
that.
going to get rinsed online for being called
And a trials at
The
Ipswich.
Edspert.
Get rinsed.
Love that.
That's all good. And Matisse, you know him and love him from DR Sports. So this has been the Fantasy Football Show on DR Sports. Make sure you show a bit of love in the comments, guys. Get your FPL teams in there. And obviously like that video and obviously subscribe to everyone else here. Guys, thanks once again.
Thank you
See
very much.
you soon. Take care.
Pleasure.